She was texting you every day. Good morning messages, late night conversations, even making plans for the weekend. Then, nothing. Complete radio silence, like you never existed. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In 2025, ghosting has become the #1 way women exit relationships, and the reasons behind it are more complex than you think. By the end of this video, you'll understand the real psychology behind why women ghost, the digital age factors that make it worse, and most importantly, how to spot the warning signs before she vanishes. Let's dive deep into female psychology and decode the ghosting phenomenon that's destroying modern dating. Section 1. The ghosting epidemic. First, let's talk numbers. Recent studies show that 78% of women have ghosted someone they were dating in the past year. That's up from 45% just 5 years ago. But here's what's shocking. It's not just casual hookups anymore. Women are ghosting men they've been seeing for months, even those they claim to have feelings for. So what changed? The answer lies in something I call digital detachment syndrome. In 2025, we're more connected than ever, but also more emotionally disconnected. Women can now exit your life with a single block button, and the psychological barriers that once prevented this behavior have completely disappeared. Think about it. In the pre-digital era, ghosting required actual effort. She'd have to avoid your calls, change her routine, maybe even move neighborhoods. Now, she swipes left on your existence and you're gone. The ease of digital disconnection has rewired female psychology around relationship endings. But here's the part most men miss. Ghosting isn't random. It follows predictable patterns. And once you understand these patterns, you can see it coming from miles away. The women who ghost you aren't mysterious or unpredictable. They're following a psychological blueprint that I'm about to reveal. Section 2. The 5 real reasons women ghost. Let me break down the 5 real reasons women ghost in 2025, starting with the most common one that nobody talks about. Reason number 1. The emotional overwhelm escape. This isn't about you being clingy or needy. It's about her inability to process complex emotions in a digital world. When a woman starts developing real feelings for you, her brain enters what psychologists call emotional overwhelm state. In previous generations, she might have called a friend, talked it out, and worked through these feelings. But in 2025, women are experiencing decision paralysis. They have unlimited options on dating apps, constant social media validation, and zero patience for emotional complexity. When real feelings emerge, ghosting becomes the path of least emotional resistance. Reason number 2. The validation addiction cycle. Here's a harsh truth. She might be addicted to the validation rush of new connections. Every new match, every first conversation, every initial interest spike gives her brain a dopamine hit. But once that initial excitement fades, usually around the 2 to 3 week mark, she needs a new source of validation. You didn't become boring, you became familiar. And familiar doesn't feed the addiction, so she ghosts you to chase the next validation high. This explains why women ghost men they were genuinely excited about just weeks earlier. Reason number 3. The fear of confrontation amplified. Women have always disliked confrontation, but social media has amplified this to extreme levels. She's seen how breakup conversations get screenshotted, posted, and turned into public drama. She's witnessed the harassment other women face when they try to end things honestly. So ghosting becomes her protection mechanism. In her mind, disappearing is kinder than potentially triggering your anger or disappointment. She convinces herself she's protecting both of you from an uncomfortable conversation. Reason number 4. The option abundance paralysis. This is unique to 2025. She's not just comparing you to her ex or that guy from work. She's comparing you to hundreds of profiles on dating apps, Instagram stories of seemingly perfect relationships, and an endless stream of what-if scenarios. The paradox of choice has paralyzed her decision-making ability. Instead of choosing you or choosing to leave, she chooses nothing. Ghosting becomes her default response to choice overload. Reason number 5. The emotional unavailability shield. Here's the deepest psychological reason. She ghosts because she's protecting herself from vulnerability. Maybe she's been hurt before. Maybe she has attachment issues. Or maybe she's just not ready for real connection. But instead of communicating this, she uses ghosting as an emotional shield. In her mind, if she doesn't formally end things, she doesn't have to confront her own emotional unavailability. She can tell herself it just faded out, rather than admitting she ran from intimacy. Section 3. The digital psychology factors. Now, let's dive into how digital technology has specifically changed female psychology around ghosting. These are the factors that didn't exist 10 years ago but are now driving the ghosting epidemic. Factor number 1. The dehumanization effect. Dating apps have trained women to view men as profiles, not people. When you're just a collection of photos and text on a screen, it's psychologically easier to dismiss you. She's not ghosting John, the guy with dreams and feelings. She's just swiping away profile number 47. This dehumanization makes ghosting feel less cruel in her mind. The same woman who would never ignore you if you met at a coffee shop has no problem blocking you digitally because you never felt fully real to her in the first place. Factor number 2. The instant gratification addiction. 2025 dating has conditioned women to expect instant everything. Instant matches, instant responses, instant chemistry. When the initial spark doesn't immediately ignite into fireworks, her brain interprets this as failure and moves on. She ghosts because she's been programmed to believe that real connections should feel effortless and immediate. The idea of building something slowly over time feels foreign and frustrating to her instant gratification mindset. Factor number 3. The comparison trap. Social media has created an unrealistic benchmark for relationships. She's constantly seeing highlight reels of other couples, reading about red flags and green flags, and being told she should know her worth. This creates impossible standards. You might be a great guy, but you're being compared to the curated perfection she sees online. When reality doesn't match the Instagram fantasy, ghosting becomes her way of holding out for the impossible ideal. Factor number 4. The attention economy. Here's something crucial. Her attention is literally being bought and sold. Every app notification, every social media algorithm, every marketing message is designed to capture her focus. In this attention economy, you're not just competing with other men for her interest. You're competing with her entire digital ecosystem. When maintaining a relationship requires sustained attention, and her attention is being pulled in 50 different directions every day, ghosting becomes the economical choice. It's easier to disappear than to fight for focus in an attention deficit world. Factor number 5. The emotional labor avoidance. Digital communication has made women hyper-aware of emotional labor, the mental energy required to maintain relationships. Explaining why she's not interested, having difficult conversations, managing someone else's feelings. All of this now feels like unpaid work. Ghosting eliminates all emotional labor. She doesn't have to manage your reaction, explain her decision, or invest energy in closure. In her mind, ghosting is the most efficient emotional transaction. Section 4. The warning signs. Now that you understand the psychology, let me teach you the specific warning signs that ghosting is coming. These are the digital breadcrumbs that reveal her mental state before she vanishes. Warning sign number 1. The response time shift. Pay attention to response patterns. When a woman goes from responding within minutes to taking hours or days, her brain is already creating distance. This isn't about being busy. It's about emotional withdrawal. She's not consciously planning to ghost you yet, but her subconscious is already pulling away. The delayed responses are her testing how much distance she can create without confrontation. Warning sign number 2. The conversation quality drop. Notice when her messages become shorter, less personal, and more surface level. She stops asking questions about your day, stops sharing details about hers, and starts responding with generic reactions. This is emotional disengagement in progress. She's reducing the intimacy of your communication as preparation for complete disconnection. Warning sign number 3. The future plans avoidance. When she stops making plans or becomes vague about future meetings, her mind is already 1 foot out the door. She might still meet up with you, but she's not investing in future scenarios because she's not planning to be around for them. Listen for phrases like, "we'll see," "maybe," or "let me check my schedule." These aren't logistics issues, they're psychological distance markers. Warning sign number 4. The social media behavior change. This is crucial in 2025. Watch her social media activity around you. If she stops liking your posts, viewing your stories, or engaging with your content, she's creating digital distance. She might still be texting you normally, but her social media behavior reveals her true emotional state. She's already practicing life without you in her digital world. Warning sign number 5, the emotional investment drop. The biggest tell is when she stops investing emotionally in your problems or celebrations. She used to care when you had a bad day at work or got excited about your wins. Now she responds with empty, "that sucks," or "cool" messages. This emotional withdrawal is the final stage before ghosting. She's protecting herself from caring too much about someone she's planning to leave. Warning sign number 6, the defensive communication. Right before ghosting, many women become defensive or start creating conflict over small issues. This isn't random. It's psychological preparation. By making you the bad guy in small arguments, she's building justification for ghosting. In her mind, she's not abandoning a great guy. She's escaping someone who's difficult or incompatible. Section 5. How to respond and prevent. So what do you do with this information? How do you respond to ghosting, and more importantly, how do you prevent it from happening? Response strategy number 1. The dignified silence. When you recognize you're being ghosted, resist every instinct to chase, explain, or demand closure. Remember, she ghosted to avoid confrontation and emotional labor. By chasing her, you're confirming her belief that ghosting was necessary. Instead, match her energy. If she disappears, you disappear too. This isn't playing games, it's respecting her choice while protecting your dignity. Response strategy number 2. The clean slate approach. Don't try to win her back or prove she made a mistake. Accept that ghosting reveals incompatibility, not misunderstanding. A woman who can ghost you was never going to be a loyal, communicative partner anyway. Use ghosting as valuable information about her character and emotional maturity. Thank the universe for showing you who she really is before you invested more time and emotion. Prevention strategy number 1. Set communication standards early. In your early conversations, establish that you value direct communication. Share stories that demonstrate your emotional maturity and ability to handle difficult conversations. This does 2 things. It screens out women who are prone to ghosting, and it creates psychological pressure for her to communicate directly if issues arise. Prevention strategy number 2. Build real-world connection fast. Move from digital to in-person interaction as quickly as possible. The longer you stay in the digital realm, the more likely ghosting becomes. Real-world interaction creates emotional investment that's harder to abandon. Plan activities that create shared experiences and emotional memories. It's much harder to ghost someone you've laughed with, shared vulnerabilities with, and created real memories with. Prevention strategy number 3. Maintain your own options. Never put all your emotional eggs in one basket, especially in the early stages. The moment you become over-invested in one woman is the moment you become vulnerable to devastating ghosting. Keep dating other people, maintain your social life, and pursue your own goals. This isn't about being a player. It's about protecting your emotional well-being in an unstable dating environment. Section 6. The bigger picture. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Ghosting in 2025 is a symptom of a deeper problem. We're living in an era of emotional immaturity, commitment phobia, and digital disconnection. The women who ghost you aren't evil or malicious. They're products of a dating culture that prioritizes convenience over character, novelty over nurture, and perfection over growth. But here's what gives me hope. Understanding this psychology gives you power. You can spot the warning signs, protect yourself from emotional damage, and focus your energy on women who are emotionally mature enough for real connection. Remember this: a woman who can ghost you without explanation was never going to be your person anyway. Ghosting is her doing you a favor, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Your job isn't to fix broken women or decode mysterious behavior. Your job is to become the kind of man that emotionally healthy women want to build something real with. Focus on that, and ghosting becomes just noise in the background of your successful dating life. Call to action. If this video helped you understand the psychology behind ghosting, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into modern dating. And if you've been ghosted recently, drop a comment below. You're not alone, and understanding why it happened is the first step to preventing it in the future. I'll see you in the next video.